Right now, as you listen to this, you are almost certainly not alone, not in the way you think. The church has taught for 2,000 years that every one of us has a guardian angel, a real personal spiritual being charged by God with the protection of our very soul, and that angels, by the millions, fill the creation all around us. Modern people file that away as poetry or superstition. But here's what's remarkable. Science now tells us that the overwhelming majority of reality is completely invisible to us. So today, let's ask, are we physical beings living in a spiritual world? And could science be quietly confirming the very thing faith has described all along? I'm John Tucker. This is Bible in Bites. Let's start with what the faith actually says, because angels have been so sentimentalized that we've lost the seriousness of it. The Catechism of the Catholic Church states plainly that the existence of angels is a truth of faith. They are not metaphors. They are purely spiritual creatures, beings of intellect and will without physical bodies, created by God to serve Him and to carry out His purposes. And Scripture is saturated with them. An angel stays Abraham's hand. Angels pull Lot out of Sodom. Jacob wrestles one through the night. Gabriel announces the birth of Christ to Mary. An angel strengthens Jesus himself in the Garden of Gethsemane. And in Matthew 18:10, Jesus says something staggering about children. Their angels in heaven always see the face of my Father. That's the scriptural root of the guardian angel, the belief that God assigns to each person an angelic protector. As Psalm 91 promises, He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. So the biblical picture is not a quaint one. It's a universe teeming with a whole order of created beings we cannot see. Physical creation and layered right through it, a spiritual creation. Now here's where it gets fascinating. For most of human history, people assumed that reality was simply what our senses could take in. But science has utterly demolished that assumption. Consider light itself. The human eye can only detect a tiny sliver of the electromagnetic spectrum, a band so small it amounts to less than 1/10 trillionth of the whole. Radio waves, infrared, ultraviolet, X-rays, gamma rays, they are all flooding through this room, passing through you right now. They were always there. We simply couldn't perceive them until we built instruments to translate them. And it goes far deeper than light. Everything we can see, stars, galaxies, atoms, makes up only about 5% of what exists. The other 95% is dark matter and energy, real, shaping the cosmos through gravity, but completely invisible to us. Right now, in deep underground laboratories, serious scientists are hunting for it. And this is where artificial intelligence is quietly changing the game. AI systems are mapping where dark matter must be hiding by detecting patterns that point to the invisible scaffolding holding galaxies together. We're building tools that help us perceive what was always there. The overwhelming majority of reality is invisible to us. Now, I want to be careful. Dark matter is not angels, and invisible light is not the spiritual realm. I'm being honest with you. These are physical realities. They are not the same thing as the spiritual creation Scripture describes. A lab won't detect a seraph. But here's the profound part. Skeptics dismiss the spiritual world because we couldn't see it. That assumption is now dead. Reality is overwhelmingly made of things we cannot see. The invisible vastly outweighs the visible. St. Paul writes in Colossians, "For in Him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible." And in 2 Kings 6, there's a scene that reads like it was written for this exact moment. Elisha is surrounded by an army, and his servant is terrified. Elisha prays, "Open his eyes, Lord, so that he may see." Suddenly he sees the hills full of horses and chariots of fire, a whole angelic army that had been there the entire time. The reality didn't change, his ability to perceive it did. We are surrounded at every moment by more than we can see. AI and science will pull back the veil more, but the truth stands. You are a physical being living in a spiritual world. You are not alone. A guardian angel stands with you right now, as real as the chair you're sitting in. Faith always insisted on the unseen. Now, science quietly agrees that reality is far stranger and more hidden than we imagined. Do you believe angels are real? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read everyone. If this podcast means something to you, your support keeps it going. Thank you and God bless. I'm John Tucker. Thanks for joining me on Bible in Bites. See you next week.